Everybody ready? Everybody ready down there? Everybody ready? Welcome to the December 10th Board of Supervisors meeting. This is our last meeting of the year, so thank you all for being in attendance. I know a lot of you had to be, but welcome. I'd like to call for a moment of silence, and there's a lot to think about these days, things that are national, things that are local, so if you could please join me in this moment, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. God. Okay. We're going to do something special tonight, as we have two supervisors that have served for 8 years. We want to recognize them tonight, so if John Mack and Dennis Fisher could join me at the front, please come up. Been so great for the township, so great for me. Dennis is my mentor, one of my mentors, and I love him to pieces, and I'm going to miss him. So this is for you. Show it. There it goes. I'll hold that up. And John Mack, same for you. A little letter of support and a certificate of service.
Thank you.
So let's all.
Say a few words.
Not now, but if you want to. When it's your time, you can.
I just want to. I lost my voice. I just want to thank the residents of Newtown.
Of course.
I guess I'm going to have to take a rain check on my farewell address, but I want to use this moment to express deep gratitude to the residents of this community. It has truly been an honor to serve you, to be your voice on the board, and to work every day with the belief that local government functions best and it's transparent, accountable, and open to the people it represents. As I step away from the dais, I'm not stepping away from Newtown. I will continue to support transparency, good government, and resident involvement in every way I can. My hope is that the work we have done together continues to strengthen the connection between the board and the public it serves. And I also want to thank the township staff, the fire department, the police, our committees and volunteers, and everyone who works, often behind the scenes, to keep Newtown moving forward. It has been a privilege to work alongside you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank, as John did, the people of Newtown Township for putting their faith in me and giving me the opportunity to serve as a member of the board for 7.5, almost 8 years. And almost 19 years as a member of the Planning Commission and as auditor. I was elected to auditor in 2017 and as a supervisor in 2019. I'd like to thank the staff and the professionals of Newtown Township. I've always found you guys and gals very knowledgeable, very patient, and very kind and helpful to me. I had lots of questions, and Micah and Catherine and Olivia are a phenomenal team and got me answers. Leanna, Dave, and Jerry helped me understand concepts like dimensional requirements and the land development process and things that I just would not have known. I'd like to take an opportunity to acknowledge the two chiefs of the two departments, the fire and police departments, emergency services Chief Forsyth, and Police Chief John Hearn, along with Captain Harris. They have helped me prepare for many meetings and situations that I might never have dreamed of as a mental health professional in my civilian life. I'd like to acknowledge all the command staff and officers, even the patrolman who pulled me over just a couple of months into my tenure as supervisor. I'd like to thank my peers on the board. You've shared your experience and knowledge with me. We have agreed and disagreed, sometimes disagreeably, unfortunately, but I hope you will know that even in uncomfortable situations, I always sought to do good for Newtown Township. I hope you notice my attempts to calm things down. Let me offer my encouragement to my replacements, Melissa and Ed. I hope to visit here regularly and offer not only my thanks and encouragement, but also my perspective on issues. And may you learn how to thank me for my comments and allow me to sit down. Many people have asked me what I'll be doing with all my free time. I want to refocus on some mission activities with my church, the food bank, and a nonprofit in Liberia Education Project. I plan to do some grant work for various ministries. Civically, I plan to continue on the Newtown's Bucks County Sewer Authority Board of Directors. Personally, my wife has actually asked me to be home more so she can see more of me. And we want to plan some traveling, to do some traveling as well. I got a 50th wedding anniversary coming soon. Also, I'll be concentrating on my health and work on controlling the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. So I just want to say a blanket thank you to everyone, all of you. Let's keep doing good work for Newtown, our community, and our neighbors. Thank you.
And of course, I have him on speed dial, so I'll always be ready for anything. No joke there. Okay, moving on to our budget adoption resolution. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Lewis to guide us through this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's actually 4 items associated with the adoption of the budget. The first of which is adopting the budget itself. The budget has been duly authorized in accordance with the provisions of the Second-Class Township Code. The resolution sets forth the specific funds estimated to be required for the specific purposes of the municipal government for 2026. and sets the total estimated revenues at $18,967,97 and expenditures at $16,856,596, with a year-end fund balance estimate of $2,059,000 and change. Appropriate motion would be a motion to approve the resolution adopting the 2026 budget.
Do I have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comment from the board?
Yes. Are we voting to approve the total budget as it is? Is that what we're doing right here?
That's correct.
Okay, I have some comments on that. As you probably know, I've been a proponent of trying to get more miles of roads paved. Right now, in the budget, we only have 1.9 miles of roads where we have to pave at least 3.5 every year just to stay where we are. So basically, we're not improving the roads in the township, and we're spending money on some items that I don't see how they're benefiting us and how they're going to be used. I mentioned these before. I asked about the police cars, and the chief of police was kind enough to give me a breakdown, a list of all the police cars that we have and their ages. So that was a good piece of evidence that I analyzed. But for example, the $205,000 for a new dump truck, the only explanation I got was that the Director of Public Works thought he needed it. I don't think that is adequate explanation. So I'm not ready to approve those kinds of things. I'm also hiring new people, like an IT director. Again, I've had inadequate explanation of what this person would be doing on the order of a salary of $110,000 plus maybe $40,000 in benefits. You're talking $150,000 a year, and then a half-time HR manager. I think we have about 79, 80 employees. There should be somebody who can take over HR responsibilities. But the primary thing I wanted to do was less spending on some items that we don't have adequate knowledge of why they're needed, and more spending on the road work, which everybody knows we need. And so I'd like to hear if any other supervisors have any similar opinions before voting on this.
Any other comments from the board? Any from the public? Seeing none? Oh, go ahead.
Todd McGonigal, Newtown Township. When I was looking over the budget, I look through it through the eyes of a business owner. I see the revenues and the expenditures and how it depletes our general fund. And as a business owner, I would see myself going out of business in 2 to 3 years at this current rate. If we have another year that's similar, we're going to completely deplete our general fund. And we look across to our neighbors in Middletown, they had a very similar budget proposal for their 2025, where they ran at a $2.8 million budget deficit. And then this upcoming budget, they have to increase taxes by 57% for the average taxpayer. And I don't want to see Newtown go down that road. I would encourage you guys to evaluate this, try to reduce some of the expenditures, and try to help help the taxpayers in Newtown. Thank you.
Good evening, Charlie Foyer, Newtown Walk. And I, along with others who've spoken to me and Mr. McGonigal in the township, When the proposed budget came out, I began analyzing it, just to see where we stood, knowing that for the 2025 budget, the taxes weren't increased. But then again, there were elections coming up, so that seems to explain that. And last year, I know we made large increases in salaries for the administration of Newtown. And in looking at this budget, it scared me to death that our general fund is going to decrease from 5 million to 2 million. That's a precipitously low level. And I said, well, what are they spending the money on? And looked into it in depth. And then I came across some of these expenses, such as police cars. Not that we don't need police cars, but I don't know, do we have 15 or 20 police cars in the fleet? Why isn't there a schedule to replace them? Why do we look at replacing 25% of our police cars in 1 year? 4. That's probably more than 25%. I'm not exactly sure how many police cars we have in the fleet. And then, you know, as Mr. Mack pointed out, I was at the meeting when he asked about the township public works truck, and I heard the explanation for it. And, you know, gee, Santa Claus has my wish list too, but when things are needed for structural or equipment, an explanation or details justifying those expenses have to go with it in the budget process. It's not just, hey, what do you need? We'll put it on the list and we'll see if it flies. This is a critical year, as Mr. McGonigal pointed out, because other townships, not only Middletown, are headed down this rabbit hole, and it looks like our budget is heading us in the same direction. I saw that we're looking for a full-time IT person. I imagine that Newtown Township has an IT function. I don't know why they're looking for a $150,000 IT person when Newtown Township is operating with IT services. Looking for an HR person part-time. Newtown Township is performing HR and is functioning. You know, and all these items add up to $700,000, you know, flirting with $1 million. And we're looking at bringing our general fund down to $2 million. So I think the motion should be that the Board of Supervisors go back and look at eliminating costs that won't put us in this precipitous position with our budget for this township. For most of us in Newtown, our investment in Newtown Township is the biggest investment we make every year. But we chose to live here and make that investment because we believe in effective fiscal responsibility. And this budget, show it to anybody, doesn't represent fiscal responsibility. So please go back, review, cut out whatever you want to call it, but things that have been enumerated, so that we go into 2026 and we can look forward to going into 2027 without drastic tax increases to cover it. I mean, I looked at the police cars thing and I said, you know, what are some other solutions that could, so I Googled leasing police cars. I found that most police departments in the US lease their cars. They come fully equipped. They're maintained for $35,000 a year. So, I mean, I just said, have we looked at that? Why should we buy these assets? Why should we let them depreciate, replace engines? We don't have to do that. We need to exercise fiscal responsibility. So I would ask that the motion be that this budget be reviewed to make it more fiscally responsible. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of establishing the tax rate for 2026 in the resolution, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay. So motion passes 3-2.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next item under this action is adoption of a resolution setting the tax rate for 2026. The total tax rate for 2026 is 17.115 mills, with 4.5 mills going to the general fund, 3 mills going to debt service fund, 7 mills going to fire protection, 0.615 mills going to hydrants, and 2 mills going to the rescue squad. Appropriate motion would be approval of the resolution establishing a tax rate for 2026.
Anybody make that motion? I will make that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay. Any discussion from the board?
So my understanding is that there's no additional money coming into the general fund from new taxes, is that correct?
That's correct.
So that money that's in the general fund, usually we take some money out of there to do things like road work. I know the 1.9 minuscule amount of miles that this current budget allows for, I think there was about, what, 400,000 taken out of the general fund for that?
In 2026,
Yeah,
there's 350.
350. And the rest comes from the state gasoline tax
Yeah,
stuff.
highway aid, yes.
So I'm kind of looking for, you know, maybe $200,000 more so that we can pave an additional at least half a mile of road. That's not asking for a lot. Is there anything in the general fund that can be used, moved over for road work?
Mr. Mack, with all due respect, the budget's already been approved. This is just a function of an administrative function to approve the tax rate.
So whatever I say makes no difference, right?
No, this is related to the tax rate.
All right.
Any other discussion from the board?
A question for the manager. During the course of the year, can we make any kind of adjustments that would suffice what Mr. Mack is saying?
Yes, from time to time, the board can adopt a resolution amending the budget.
So we can take care of road work if necessary.
Thank you for that information.
And I was going to save this to my report, but I did want to come back around. I do support the need for additional miles of road to be paved. And if there's some way that we can do an administrative or a budget amendment in the coming year, I would certainly support that. And I also noticed that one of the pieces of business that we'll be doing, I think, under the consent agenda is a change order, which would save some money from the road program. I don't know, Mr. Lewis and I had a discussion about whether any of that would stay in the fund, that we could use it for future road, or if that gets divided up into other funds as well. But I would, I would get up to the podium and support that in the coming months.
I'll be sure to attend these meetings and bring it up at every meeting to see that hopefully that would be done. Thank you.
Any other discussion from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of exempt personnel pay for 2026? I'm sorry.
Tax rate.
Sorry. The tax rate, I thought we already did. Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, motion passes 3-2.
Next item associated with this item is establishing exempt personal pay for 2026.
I went ahead of
The
myself.
figures on the resolution are consistent with the budgeted amounts. So the appropriate motion would be approval of the resolution adopting exempt personnel pay for 2026.
Do I have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any comments from the board?
This information is the salaries, for example, Mr. Lewis is $186,000, Catherine McGovern is $135,000. All these numbers are, this document is not available to the public as public information right now.
After it is adopted, it will be.
And if anybody wants a copy, I have copies up here, and you can see it after, I guess it's approved. Is that what happens?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call this in question. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, motion passes 4-1.
Final item under this portion of the agenda is the enactment of an ordinance levying 7 mills of real estate tax for fire protection services and 2 mills of real estate tax for EMS purposes. This is in accordance with Act 54 of 2024 that allows a maximum of 10 mills of real estate tax to go towards fire and a maximum of 5 mills to go towards emergency services. Appropriate motion is adoption of the ordinance approving the levying of 7 mills and 2 mills for fire protection services. I'm
Anybody
sorry,
want
for
to make
EMS
that?
services.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any comment from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of the enactment of the ordinance, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Was that 2? No, okay. Motion passes 3-2.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's all I have under this portion of the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Is there any public comment tonight on items not on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to reports of committees, boards, and commissions. There was no planning commission meeting, so I'll move on to my report. First, I would like to say we have many vacancies on our boards and committees. It's easy to look up on the township website. I'd like to highlight the sewer, the parcel. I'd like to highlight the vacancy on the sewer board, the Joint Municipal Sewer Board. I'd like to highlight that, and also the Zoning Hearing Board. So if anybody's interested, please look that up on the website. Also, I'd like to say, as far as the parcel that the Sewer Authority condemned for use as a new system has been offered back to those that we condemned it from. So that's all we have to report for that. We have nobody has responded back. I just want to thank these 2 supervisors who have worked very hard to achieve what they have done throughout their years of service, and I thank them once again, and we're certainly going to miss them. I'm going to miss you, John. Okay. Mr. Vice Chair.
I gave my report already. I gave my report already.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Assistant Secretary Treasurer.
Don't worry, you won't miss me. I will be here at every meeting and be right up there. And hopefully we can get some more work done. But I just want to report that I did attend the zoning hearing board meeting where the NAC signage was denied. I know that our solicitor was scheduled to be there for two other signage variances, one for the etchings on the windows of the Melange. They did not show up, and that's going to be rescheduled for February 5th. And First Trust, which we were opposed to because the number of signs, not where it was placed. By the way, First Trust already has 3 signs. It has one on the top of the building along Durham Road, one on the top in the front entrance, and one when you go in for drive-through banking. So this was supposed to be the 4th sign they withdrew. So that wasn't an issue. I also had a Zoom meeting last night with residents, and we discussed the budget and some other things. And finally, I did attend the December 9th Newtown Sewer Authority meeting, and I asked about the letter that was sent out to the previous owners of that land. And I was informed that letter was sent out at the end of November. And today I submitted a right-to-know request to see that letter and to make it public. But the owners have 90 days after receipt of the letter. It wasn't clear when they received it. They have 90 days in order to make a decision and whether to buy it back at the price they were paid for it. I believe that's how it works. And my comment at the meeting was, I don't think the rate that the sewer authority raised our rates by 47% to cover the purchase of that land. And I don't think that rate is going to go down because I know the cost of eggs hasn't gone down, so don't expect the rate to go down. So while the Newtown residents are paying for the purchase of that land, I think in the end, when this is all done, the sewer authority should donate the land to the township for $1 so that it stays undeveloped forever. That's my wish. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Calabro.
Nothing.
Mr. Davis.
I just want to, again, thank Dennis and John for your service to our community. We all know what you've done, so we appreciate it, from the board especially. But I also want to say,
What did I do?
well, you put the time in. I also wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. First of all, I would like to ask if there, since our engineer is here, if there is, I'm going to give you the opportunity to take something out of this if you want to discuss it. I thought, Mr. Mack, you might want to. So is there anything in the consent agenda before I ask for a vote on the whole thing that anybody would like to discuss?
No, I was just going to ask the engineer about the progress on the safety of Chandler Hall crosswalk and the parking situation at Fountain Farm Lane. That's not on.
It was on her, it's on her, what she
Yeah,
submitted.
well, I just like it to be public, what they are currently doing with regard to that, if you might want to do that after this.
Can't Mr. Mack ask these questions at the
I can answer
at
my
the
report.
engineer's
Yeah,
report?
mhm.
Okay. I'm going to have to abstain from the minutes, so I don't know if that has to be taken off or we want to put it on the consent agenda, because I'm going
understand.
to vote no on the consent agenda anyway.
Okay,
I do the same problem with the minutes.
okay. So Kyle, minutes, and Phil, no. Just writing it all down. Okay, did you get the answers that you wanted or needed?
No.
Okay. Did you see in
I
the
got
report
the
of the
answers,
engineers?
but I want the public to have the answers. Is it appropriate to ask the engineer now?
Well, this is the consent agenda. She's gonna
I
have
can
her
answer them at my
report.
report. yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So those are the only questions I have, when the time comes.
There you go.
Okay, so let's consider the approval of minutes, since we have to take this apart. Can I have a motion for the approval of minutes?
So moved.
Okay, can I have a second? I will make that second. Any other comments from the board? I know who's voting and who's not voting on this. Is there anything else anybody would like to say about the minutes? Hearing none, I'm going to call the question. Is there, please, all in favor of the approval of minutes of November 25th, 2025, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And opposed or abstain?
Abstain.
Yes. Okay, so that's you're a no. So that's 3 yeses.
I'm an abstain on the minutes.
Yeah,
I wasn't
okay,
there.
yes. 3 yeses and 2 abstentions.
0 no's.
Yeah. 0 no's.
And you're abstaining from the whole consent agenda, or you're,
You didn't call the question on the abstain.
Okay,
on
all right.
the consent agenda yet.
okay. Everything else in the consent agenda, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve it all. So may I have that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any other discussion from the board? Okay, hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of approval of the rest of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and,
No.
Huh?
Wait a minute, no.
and a
Did you call
no.
for the no?
So, 4 yeses, 1 no. Okay. Moving on. Reports of officials.
Thank you.
Ms. Calabra.
Yep. I provided our report. It's in the board's packet. I'm happy to answer your questions, John. So the Chandler Hall crosswalk, we're working on preparing a cost estimate and a concept plan for that area. We're very close. Hope to have that to the township in the next week so that we can discuss, future options for that. Regarding the concerns at Fountain Farm Lane, we've just started looking into that, different ways to, if there's anything that can be done in that area. So we plan to provide, the results of our findings to the township, hopefully in the next few weeks, so probably in January. And then we can, move forward with recommendations at that point. But we're actively working on those things. So in the coming weeks, you'll see something.
Well, I don't know what's involved in your work with regard to the Fountain Farm Lane, but I know that we received a letter from the Newtown Gate Homeowners Association, but in one instance, I think we received some kind of plan from a homeowner about where he thought there should be available parking, stuff like that.
Okay.
Do you take that into consideration when you're reviewing all this, or is it just an engineering question?
Yeah, we look at everything that's provided to us, and then, we perform our, independent
Have you,
recommendations.
do you recall receiving that, where he laid out an actual plan of where he thought parking would be okay and where it would not be okay?
We received the letter. I'm not sure if I saw
It wasn't included
the.
with the letter.
Okay.
It was a separate email to the supervisors, I believe.
I can check if we received that. If not,
Is it all
someone can
right if
pass
I
it on.
send you the copy that I have?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Can I ask one really quick question?
Yep.
I'm sorry to
course you
ask you
can.
this before. The Newtown Yardley sidewalk connection. I see there's been a grant applied for back in the end of July. Anything to add on that?
No, I'm hoping in the next few months we would hear an announcement on that. Yeah, so haven't heard anything. As soon as we do or have a tentative award,
I'm sure.
date, we'll let people know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else for the engineer? Okay, moving on, there's no solicitor's report tonight, so, Mr. Manager, go for it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. General fund balance this evening is $5,813,310. plan expirations before the board with no action required. This evening, we have Captain Harris to give the monthly police report. Sir.
Good evening, all. For the month of November, overall, we documented a little over 2,200 incident reports, logged about 20,000 patrol miles. We had one officer become a dad. We hired 3 new officers. 1 officer was injured, and 3 marked cars were placed out of service for damage. Patrol investigated a total of 98 crashes, 30 of which involved deer. Between patrol details and proactive patrol activities, officers documented 376 traffic contacts, combined tickets and warnings. We made 26 criminal arrests, included 8 impaired drivers, 6 narcotics, and 1 aggravated assault on police. We had a fairly publicized event on November 26th. It started at Truist Bank and ended at the Wawa. Although we're still working on it, that day 3 of the 4 individuals were taken into custody, and the 4th one we have an active warrant for. All 4 were from outside of Newtown, New York City to be specific, and came here specifically to commit these crimes. Detectives assumed 10 criminal investigations in total, and patrol maintained 3 additional. I have a public service announcement. The holiday season is upon us. Be mindful of your package deliveries and the associated risk to having them sit on your porch for too long. If I could have a minute, 1 additional minute to introduce the 3 new officers that we've hired recently. Each one has completed a mandated 23-week or 900-hour police academy, and they're in various stages of our field training program. If I could, they're in the back. If I could have Christian Snowden stand, badge 5291, resides in Bucks County and a neighboring jurisdiction, graduated from the Temple University Police Academy in October 2025. We have Garrett Cherrick, badge 5292, resides in Bucks County, also in a neighboring jurisdiction, graduated from the Allentown Police Academy in 2024 and comes to us with a few years of experience from the Bethlehem Township Police Department. And last but not least, we have Matthew Dubeck, badge 5293, resides in Bucks County as well, neighboring jurisdiction, and recently graduated from the Temple University Police Academy in October of 2025. So they are your 3 newest officers. And I know I went through that pretty quickly. Is there any questions that I can answer?
First, I'd just like to say thank you to you guys for coming over to Newtown and joining us. We welcome you with open arms, and we have the best police force around, so thank you. As far as questions, anybody? I do. What? Go ahead.
Just thank you and welcome.
I do have a question about the fraud incident. Would you like to explain that so everybody can hear it?
I can't in great detail because there's still a lot of work
All
being
right.
done.
I didn't think about that, so
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
But
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, they tried to escape through Wawa?
I'm sorry?
They tried to escape through Wawa on the bypass?
No, they were in the Wawa parking lot and fled from the parking lot.
They went directly to the Wawa parking lot? Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else with any questions?
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a very happy holiday.
As to all of you, thank you.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that's all we have under our report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Brings us to our second round of public comment, items that were on the agenda.
John DeApril, Newtown Grant. John DeApril, Newtown Grant, biggest and best. You feel all right tonight, Ellen?
I feel-
The last meeting was probably the worst chaired meeting that I've been here in almost 30 years. Then Johnny Mack walked out at the end of the meeting. The meeting wasn't over. Johnny Mack walked out. We're glad we're getting rid of him. And Johnny, better watch out, man, because she's probably going to take your place as the worst supervisor in Newtown ever.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You know, It's not just your appearance here, it's your social media where you cut up Republicans every day, or nearly every day.
Are you
And,
talking to me?
You've been doing it for years. Yes, you on Facebook.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Oh, no, I'm not. Anybody go to
Yeah.
Ellen Snyder.
I'm sorry.
comment.
Yes,
Public
yes.
Anybody go
Thank
to
you.
Ellen Snyder on Facebook and you'll
Keep
see
going.
it every other day, if not every day. And it's been that way for years, ever since Andrea ran against you. It's been that way for you. You were terrible then. I didn't even go on there then because, you know, I don't want to have to look at you and think of that, you know. But anyhow, you know, that meeting is probably worse than what some of them that Angoran ran. Anyhow, township needs better than that. And remember what I always say, there are no queens in Newtown. Plastic bag queen.
Oh, thank you so much. Any other public comment? Is there any other business? Seeing none, hearing none, I will call the adjournment at 7:45. Is that right? Yeah. Thank you.